Okay, so it's been about a week of doing alternate day fasting, and I thought I would just do an update. It's not a quick, I'll do a quick update. So I think what I'm going to do is I filmed clips throughout the week, and I think a lot of them are probably pretty boring stuff. So for right now, I'm just going to give kind of a summary of what happened and kind of how I'm feeling about it. I'll go ahead and do my measurements, and then if anybody is just interested enough to want to see my clips from throughout the week, I will just tag those onto the end. So just kind of overall how I'm feeling. I like it. Like I said in my last video before I started this, I felt like my body was in the place where it wanted to kind of fast, and honestly, I feel like I could have fasted even more. Like, I feel like on the nights that I did eat, I probably could have like kept fasting or eaten less, or I don't know. But yeah, I mean, this week I just felt like I just didn't have as much of an appetite overall, and so the fasting was not difficult at all. So I think I'm curious. I think I want to do it for at least a month, just because I'm a researcher, so I like to see data and things, and I just don't feel like I have enough data points going off of this first week. So yeah, I'm definitely going to do it till the end of the month. I think I want to do it at least a full month. Some of the things that I like about it, it takes like, if I go into a day knowing that I'm gonna fast, it kind of takes food off of my mind completely for that day. So, like if you're doing a diet, I feel like whenever, I haven't really done that many like full on diets, but whenever I do feel like I try to diet, it's kind of like I'm always thinking about, okay, when am I going to eat next? What am I going to have, or when is it going to be time for me to eat? But with fasting, it's just kind of like I've already made my mindset that I'm not going to eat that day. So it just kind of takes food completely off my mind. So that's been one thing. And another thing specifically about this week, so I'll be anxious to see what happens like next week or the week after that, is I've been pretty busy with work, and whenever I'm busy, I think it happens for most people. Like if you have a lot going on and you're busy, you don't have time to think about food. And, whenever you get bored or you're just sitting around, then you start thinking about, well, what am I going to do? Well, I could go eat, or I could eat something. So I've been pretty busy, and I think that might be part of the reason that I felt like I just didn't have an appetite and I could go without a little bit easier this week. So we'll see how like the future weeks go. As far as how I feel on my fast days, I feel really good. And this is something I've known about myself. And I don't know if if there's some underlying medical condition that this is like a bad thing, but like, whenever I eat earlier in the day, typically, and I think a lot of people, this happens because a lot of people say, oh, well, after lunch, I just feel so sluggish and, whatever. And so that's the case with me. And with my job being something where I have to use so much of my mind, I don't like to eat during the day because it doesn't always make me feel sluggish, but I don't want to risk like eating and then feeling tired. Like, I don't know if some people, if they eat and it makes their brain like work better. For me, it seems to typically be the opposite. So I don't want to risk that and like have something I need to do at work and just not being able to mentally be able to focus on it. So yeah, on my fasting days, I did feel like I could focus better, partially because I don't have like that food. I don't know if it's my food in my stomach is like getting digested, and then so my body wants me to slow down to let it digest or what, or if it's that I just lost my train of thought. Or if it's that like I was just, that I'm not thinking about food, and so it's just like not even on my radar on those days that I was fasting. So I think it went pretty well. So just to cut to the chase, all of the like main stuff that you probably want to know, did I lose weight? Yes, but I also recognize that losing weight while fasting is not a like permanent weight loss, because I'm sure that if I stopped fasting, I would put the weight back on. But I did lose 2.3 pounds, and you'll see in the videos that I clip on if you watch, I filmed me weighing myself every morning so you can see how the weight fluctuated throughout the week. And what I think I'm gonna see if I do this for long enough, so yeah, on the mornings that I wake up after I fasted, I've lost like a pretty dramatic, not dramatic, but you know, like a pound or two after not eating all day. But then that day, whenever I eat and I weigh myself the next morning, I've put some of the weight back on. But then the next time that I fast, I've lost even more weight. So even though it goes up and down, like I think the lowest I got was 152, like 0.8 or something like that on the last day, the morning after the last time I fasted. But today, after I ate yesterday, I was up to 154.5. So it's like about a pound and a half, it'll jump back up. And so, but I think what I will see is over time, it will have like a trend line that's going down. Even though it's kind of like going up and down, I think over time the trend will be overall down. And I don't know, like I wouldn't be doing this if it made me feel bad. Like I said, I feel pretty good right now with it, so I'm gonna keep going with it. And I usually feel pretty good around the 135 weight. That's where I think I sit good at. And so I don't know, I don't really have like a goal. Like I said, I'm just trying something out to see how it feels. And I know that if I do compete in the future, I will need to get a better hold on my diet. And so yeah, so that's one thing with this. Oh, also another thing I've noticed is I've been drinking more water. I do feel more thirsty for water on my fasting days, and I end up drinking more, I think. Just because if I'm not eating, I'm like, well, I better take in some liquid, so I'll drink some water. And then I lost my train of thought again. I've been drinking more water. What have I noticed? And oh, my cravings for bad food. I've been craving healthier food. And this just happens sometimes too when I'm not fasting. Like I'll just go through a cycle where I'm not craving like the bad food anymore. But I do feel like fasting has helped me, because on my fasting days, I feel like I want to eat like better food. And so I think hopefully this will get me off of eating bad food. I'll be drinking more water. I'll be off of eating bad food. And once I decide to end this, because I don't think I'll do this like forever. But yeah, hopefully once it's done, I'll be in like a better place eating wise, and I will be able to get back to my healthy plant-based diet. So that's the goal. Okay, so I've already filmed my measurements, but I realized right after filming them that when I took my measurements last Sunday, I was still fasted from the Saturday before. So when I took those measurements, it had been like over a day since I had eaten when I took those first measurements last week. So keep that in mind with these measurements this time. So here are my measurements. Okay, I could ramble on forever, so I thought I would just jump into the measurements and get that out of the way. So first, I'll just show how I look in my workout clothes. I always feel like this from the front always looks pretty good, but then from the back, I just feel like I look really wide. So I don't know if there's much of a difference here. These aren't the exact same pants I wore last time, but it's the same brand. So there's where I'm at in my normal pants that I wear every day. I will say for like the last couple of days, I think that my leggings have felt a little bit looser. So I guess we'll see when we take the measurements, because even though I have the same brand, the same size, some of my leggings have been, they're a little bit older, and I think just from wear they may be a little bit looser. So we'll see if the measurements show that they're actually looser. So yeah, I guess I'll get to that. I'll start with my chest. Actually, let me raise the camera up just a little bit. Actually, never mind. Let me do a video in my bra and underwear and then show how I look, and then I will do my measurements. Okay, so I feel like I look about the same as last week, and so we'll see here. Yeah, I think it looks pretty much the same. There's the front, here's the side, there's the back. Side and front. All right, so now here's the real tell. Like I said, I've lost about 2 pounds. We'll see where the loss came from. Okay, I can't see. What does that say? Is that 32 and a half? Okay, so like a ½ inch. Because last week it was 33. Okay. And then my waist last week, I think, hold on, I've got it written down. Okay, yeah, last week, wait, I didn't write it down here. Hold on. Okay, so yeah, last week my chest was 33, my waist was 35 and a half. So we will see what it is now. I'm trying to get it like right where my belly button is. That way it's not like up too high where it's smaller. I think it's still right about the same. It's, yeah, 35 and a half. Waist is the same. I mean, I could probably squeeze it a little bit. Yeah, maybe somewhere between 35 and 35 and a half. So not like a substantial loss there. And then let's try to get at the widest part here. And it's about 43 and a half. So even though I lost some weight, I didn't lose any measurements. Maybe on my upper body a little bit. Let's check my thighs real quick. Let me move this down. Okay, so what I did last time was I would go from my knee crease up 6 inches and go around. And I think it's the same. Last time it was 22 and a half on my right, and it's still the same, maybe a little bit less, but it's still about the same. And then on the left, Unless this measuring tape is just different. Yeah, it's still sitting right about 22. So, even though I've lost weight, measurements haven't really changed, but I'm not mad about it. Like, I feel better, like, if that makes sense, but I don't know. I guess we'll see next week. Even though the measurements didn't show much, like, I feel like my pants are definitely looser, and maybe just not enough to show up with the measurements yet. But I'm gonna keep doing this, like I said, at least until the end of the month. I do feel like my arms have gotten a little bit leaner from last week. I'll do another flex. See if you can see a little bit of a tricep. But yeah, so yeah, I'll keep doing this another week, and just update next Sunday to see how it goes. And I will clip on, like, I think I've got probably like 45 minutes worth of just random clips, not random clips, like I tried to, you know, kind of film consistently throughout the day. I would start with my weight and then kind of what I was eating throughout the day, or not eating on the fast days. So yeah, if you are interested in that, I'll clip that on to the end of here. And if not, I'll give another update next Sunday. So okay, so it's still Sunday the 19th, and I still wasn't super hungry, but I decided to go ahead and break my fast. So I guess it's been what, like a 36-hour fast. And I just had some vegan sushi, and we're about to go to the gym because he's gonna get his workout, and he wants me to get some clips for his Instagram and YouTube. So figured it'd be good to eat before going there. So I'm gonna get a little bit, probably a little bit more steps in just while I'm there, and yeah. Okay, so it's about 7:30, and all I've had to eat so far is the sushi. I did mix up that little green powder stuff, and I've been sipping on that just a little bit, but I'm really, really hungry for fruit right now. So I think that's what I'm gonna start out with for dinner. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. Okay, so I finished off the fruit, but I'm still hungry. So I have a couple of things in my freezer that I just need to finish off. So I've got like one corn dog left. I may cook a couple of these, and then I've got this little plant-based shake from Factor that I'm probably gonna have. Okay, so I've already finished my steps, and I just finished my little, you know, like 15-minute workout, and I thought it was worth mentioning, like how I feel during my workouts. So today I really did not feel like doing, like, the walk was okay, the steps on the treadmill was okay, but for some reason I just really, really did not want to do the other workout. And that's why I think it's important for right now to just keep it something simple, because even though I didn't want to do it, it wasn't anything that hard or anything that takes that long. So I was able to like convince myself to do it. And I don't think it's because of like the diet that I didn't want to do it. I would say like the last 4 or 5 days, even before I did the fasting, just the workouts have become not that they're harder, but like I just do not feel like doing them. So I don't know if I'm just like at a point in my cycle where I'm like don't have as much energy, don't feel like doing it as much. But even before switching up my diet for a couple of days, I was feeling like some hesitation to the workouts. And sometimes I'm like pumped and ready to do it. So I just wanted to note that happened today. And today was probably the worst out of the other days. So even though I had fasted on Saturday, my my little workout Sunday, I wasn't like, I didn't necessarily want to do it, but it wasn't as bad. Like I still felt like I could get through it fine and everything, even though I hadn't eaten. But yeah, so I just wanted to make note of that. Like I do notice like just throughout the month, just without even making any changes to anything, I think just hormone changes make workouts either make me more tired to do the workouts, or I'm less motivated to want to start them. So, but I'm glad that I finished it. I'm also finding the arm workouts pretty enjoyable. Like, I see why guys tend to get top heavy and work out their upper body more, because it just does feel a lot easier than like doing squats and doing leg workouts, because you know those just take so much of your body and like endurance and everything. So yeah, I'm definitely like, I do the leg workouts first, I think, just to get them over with, and then by the time by the time it gets to the arm workouts, comparatively they seem really easy, and so it's easy to kind of like get those finished. But anyway, I just wanted to make note of how my workouts are feeling and how I'm feeling overall. I think I am going to go ahead and fast today, because it's like past 8, or it's 8 o'clock, and I'm still not feeling hungry, and it feels like a fast is going to be pretty easy for me today. So yeah, I wonder if like the weeks where I feel like fasting would be easier are also those weeks that workouts are hard. Maybe that's like my body signaling me to like slow down. You don't need as much food, you know, you don't need to be moving as much. I wonder if that's what's going on there. But in any case, I feel like a fast is going to be pretty easy today, so I'm going to go for it. And let me show you what I'm having so far. I forgot to mention that I take like a pre-workout every day, so I'll show you that. Okay, so I've tried several different pre-workouts, and there's a lot of girls that came onto my Instagram page, you know, trying to sell the MLM, the Beachbody stuff, and I didn't join the MLM or anything, but like all of them kept talking about, you know, they post videos in their stories about their pre and having their pre, and you know, they would say, oh, it's plant-based and blah blah blah. So I decided to give it a try. Honestly, I don't think I'm going to buy it again. I didn't really see much of a difference from my other pre-workout. So the pre-workout that I prefer so far is from a company called Veg, and it's all vegan, like all plant-based like protein powders and pre-workouts and things like that. And so I think once I finish this up, I'm going to switch back to that. But I don't think that it would break a fast. It's only got 20 calories, and I think, yeah, just 5 grams of carbs, and I just use 1 scoop. So even though I'm taking it, it should be still fasted. And then I've got my black coffee with some like apothecary powders in it, just because I tried a few different powders and I'm trying to use them up. But like I said, I can't give a review on it yet because I don't really notice a difference. So, but that's kind of what that residue is. It's I think it's better than Botox from Apothecary. But yeah, keep my coffee on my little coffee warmer, so I kind of sip on it all morning. It takes me a while to usually drink a cup of coffee, so maybe that's why I feel full pretty long in the morning, because I'm just kind of like drinking a hot liquid throughout the day. But that is what I'm gonna have for this morning. Okay, quick update. So it is about 10:30 now. I finished my coffee, and so I think I'm gonna have some of this. Just looking at the ingredients, nettle, dandelion, chlorella. I don't know. It's supposed to be, says detoxifying and restoring. And like I said, I have like a subscription where they send a box every season, and this is what came in the most recent box. So I'm trying to use this up. So yeah, I'm gonna put it in my mug, and then I'm gonna put some water in it, and then I just leave it on my little warmer, and after about 20 minutes, it's generally hot. So I love this little mug warmer. I got it like a month or two ago, and yeah, I just really love it. So that's what I'm gonna have. I'm gonna put this powder in here with some water and get it heated up, and I guess that's what I'll have. Kind of like, again, I sip slowly, so that'll probably get me through another couple of hours. And my stomach is like growling a little bit, but I don't actually feel hungry. Like, I'm not craving any food. So that's where I'm at right now on this. Okay, so here's how it looks. It looks kind of gross, and in the little booklet it said it tastes bitter, so that's why they gave the maple syrup with it, but I don't think it really tastes like much of anything, so I'm not gonna put the maple syrup in it because I don't want to ruin my fast. But yeah, I just leave it on this little hot plate, and then I put a what do you call this, a coaster over it, and that helps it to heat up faster. So there you go. Okay, so one more thing. Whenever I showed my pre-workout earlier and I saw that it had 20 calories, that surprised me a little bit because I guess I hadn't been paying attention to the calories in this. And then it got me wondering if having this pre-workout with this many calories is okay for a fast. And so I just kind of Googled, is it okay to have pre-workout during a fast? And I found this article, and there's a place down here somewhere. Where is it? Okay. Yeah, so it talks about like most of the main ingredients won't, but then it says here if it has 5 calories per serving, which is what whenever I fasted before, and I'm pretty sure it was with the veg pre-workout, I think it only had 5 calories per serving. So that's why I thought that the pre-workout would be fine during fasting. But it says if it has 20, 40 or more calories, then we'll raise your insulin levels and cancel out some of the effects. But then it also says it just depends on how, like, what your viewpoint is on fasting. If increasing your insulin levels doesn't matter, if you're just trying to reduce your calories, then having a few calories isn't going to break your fast. So I'm not like really too worried about it because I'm not like checking to see if I'm going into ketosis or anything. But it also says somewhere that branched chain amino acids, I forget where, but I was reading it and it says that branched chain amino acids do contain calories and will raise insulin levels. And for this, actually, this isn't just the Beachbody stuff. I actually had a container with some branched chain amino acids, and I also had another container with like a vegan supplement that has like taurine and a couple of other things that vegans don't typically get, and I didn't have a whole lot of those left, and so I just combined everything into this container. I think there's even like a little bit of veg in here just to kind of, because I had so many containers, I wanted to combine it into one. So this does have some branched chain amino acids in it and then a couple of other things. So maybe I won't have this on my fasting days, and like I don't need it. It's just something to wake me up in the morning before I go to the gym because I'm just walking at the gym. And I've been using it so long, I don't even really feel the effects of it. So it might be good to get off of it for a little bit. Because when I first started using it, like, yeah, definitely you feel the effects of a pre-workout. But I haven't, since I've been using it pretty much daily, I don't really feel the effects of it anymore. So maybe I'll stop using it for a little while. And maybe just use it. I don't know. Anyway, that was just something I was thinking about, and I looked it up, and since it does have 20 calories, maybe it's not the best thing to do while fasting. So just wanted to talk about that real quick. So while I'm fasting, he's coming in my room eating sushi.
It's good.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Look at here. coming in, bringing some Popeyes in my room, eating right in front of me. See, this is why I can't lose weight. But I'm not gonna eat it. Yeah, not today.
Nope.
Try to identify the sounds you're hearing. Don't put names on them. Simply allow them to play with your eardrums.
Okay, so I just got into the gym and I thought I'd give an update on what's going on. So I was able to fast all day yesterday. The only thing I had was the pre-workout in the morning, black coffee. I had some of that like green tea, not tea, but you know, whatever, that green stuff I was putting in the water. And I guess that's it. Other than that, it was just water the rest of the night. I didn't get very hungry throughout the day at all. I got a little bit hungry like whenever my roommate would bring food in and I would smell it, but it wasn't too bad because I was in the mindset of like I'm not gonna eat it, so that was fine. And then at night, you know, because I normally do eat at night, because there's a lot of days that I do intermittent fasting, and just I may have like it's not technically fasting, I guess, because lately I've been having a soda or two during the day and then just eating my meal at night. But yeah, when I'm not on sodas, I tend to do just intermittent fasting, so not eating throughout the day wasn't a big deal for me. But then at night, I did start to get a little bit hungry when it got to be around 7:30 when we normally would eat. But because it was so close to bedtime, it wasn't a big deal because I just was like, okay, well, you're a little bit hungry, but you're gonna fall asleep soon and then you can eat tomorrow. So it wasn't hard and I feel fine. I will say, I was trying to think of how to explain this earlier because I don't really know how to explain it. But whenever I do fast, there is like a different type of feeling in the morning when I wake up after having fasted for a whole day. And I really don't know how to explain it. So I literally do not know how to explain it. It's not a bad feeling. It's not necessarily like a good feeling either. It's just different. And I don't know if it's because like falling asleep on an empty stomach like that, if your body is like doing different things at night, but it's just a feeling. Like, I don't know if anyone who's fasted like has had that feeling and can explain it better, you know, let me know. But it's just different. And I debated on whether or not to do my pre-workout this morning because after the research yesterday, you know, if I'm technically fasting like for ketosis or to keep my insulin levels completely down, then it sounds like I would not want to do my pre-workout. But number one, this isn't a fasting day, so this would be a day that I'm eating. And number two, I don't think I really care that much. Like, I don't think I'm doing like extreme intense fasting because I think for this, it's just going to be fasting to try to limit the amount of calories that I'm taking in a week. So instead of looking at the amount of calories in a day, I'm looking more at the amount of calories over a whole week. And so yeah, in that sense, if I'm taking in like 20 calories in my pre-workout, I'm not too worried about that because 20 calories from pre-workout versus like, I don't know, when I was tracking calories, there was some days, I'll have to go back and look at my Fitness Pal and see, but I mean, there were some days where I was eating a substantial amount of calories. And when you track, like if you do track for like a week or two without trying to diet, just track what you eat and you may be surprised. And you may be surprised at like like there's some foods that you don't think are that bad, but like they have a ton of calories and a ton of fat. So yeah, I mean, there were some days I was definitely, I'm pretty sure I was Like, I was over 3,000 calories. Definitely well over 2,000 calories on a lot of days. So, yeah, I probably should track my calories on my eating days just to see. I should be tracking. I'm gonna try to track. Like I said, I'm pretty busy with work this week. That's another thing. Yesterday, I got so much work done. And I don't know. There are just certain times of the month, whether or not I'm like adjusting my diet, that I am way more productive. But I will say fasting yesterday did not impair my cognitive ability, I guess, or my ability to get my work done, because I actually got quite a bit of work done. And if I could like just really work hard for like the rest of this week and get this paper finished that I've been putting off doing for so long, I will be in a good place. But I'm gonna try to track, even though I'm gonna be pretty busy this week. I'm gonna try to track my calories, just to see what I'm doing. And I wanted to mention another thing with the pre-workout. Like, if you haven't taken pre-workout, it's probably not good for me, but I don't know. It does give you, like, I don't necessarily take it out at this point to get like a good intense workout, because I'm taking it to go walk and then do like a little minor workout at my house. But it's got caffeine in it. Most of them have caffeine and something in it to just, it definitely like pumps you up. And so that's why I take it in the morning, because if I'm a little bit tired, like, you take the pre-workout and it kind of wakes you up. But I will say, I've noticed these last 2 days, since I fasted on Saturday and fasted yesterday, which was Monday, the next day, after I haven't really eaten the day before, the pre-workout hits again, not to the intensity. Like, whenever you first start taking pre-workout, like, you feel it for like a couple days. Like, taking it for a couple days, you'll feel it. I would feel it specifically, like, I'd feel tingles in my hands. And you know, you have like, you can, when you drink it, you definitely feel it. It's noticeable, at least for me. But then after I take it for so long, that feeling goes away, and I don't really notice like the just very, very tangible, like, noticeable effects. But I have noticed these last 2 days that I've taken it after I fasted, I don't feel it as extremely as like if I haven't been taking it for an extended period of time and I start taking it again, but I can feel it again just a little bit. So that's kind of weird. Something that I've noticed is that the pre-workout seems to be hitting a little bit more intensely than it has been lately. So anyway, I just wanted to note that. So the rest of the day, I am planning to eat. I think Trey has a friend coming over to do some electrical work, and maybe his brother. I'm not sure exactly who's coming, but I think he's planning to go to lunch with them, and he's invited me, so I may be going to lunch, not sure where. And then I'll probably finish trying to eat up the bad food out of my fridge tonight. So I've still got some frozen like chicken strips, I think, and a corn dog. So I'll probably just try to eat up that stuff. So probably not a super healthy meal today either, but yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Okay, so it is almost 1, and all I've had is coffee and some water. But we are about to go get Mexican food.
A gallon of chocolate milk. So Kinsey wanted chocolate milk. Oh my gosh. Everything's up.
Okay, so this is my setup for dinner. I ended up having chips and salsa and guacamole for lunch, and then my roommate had gotten some nachos, and I finished off the rest of them. So not totally vegan because his nachos had meat in them. But yeah, I don't know how much of this I'm gonna eat. I'm really craving fruit. So I'm about to take a shower, and I'm gonna leave these out to thaw. I got these out of my freezer, and I'm gonna throw these in the air fryer while I'm showering, and then eat this while I watch some Hercules. Okay, so today is Wednesday, the 22nd. So this would be day 3, I guess, of me officially starting the alternate day fasting. So I fasted Monday and then I ate yesterday, and then so today would be another fasting day. And I don't know, I think my weight stayed about the same. So it went down after the fasting day. So on yesterday morning when I weighed myself, I had lost a little bit. And then today, this morning when I weighed myself, I'd gained the weight back, I think. So yeah, so you might lose weight initially when you're fasting, but it's not, gonna stay down. And I think what I'm gonna, I think it'll be looking at this over the long term. So, maybe there'll be like a long-term downward trend. So I guess we'll just see what happens at the end of the month, because I'm going to try to do this at least through the end of June. So that would give me about a week and a half. Maybe keep going if it's working out okay. So yeah, yesterday I had lunch. And actually, I'm not going to talk too much about my food right now because I did end up tracking it on my MyFitnessPal, just because if I'm doing alternate day fasting, I think it would probably be important to see how many calories I am getting in on those eating days. And since I'll only be tracking every other day, it shouldn't be that time consuming to try to do that. So I did track it in MyFitnessPal. So I'll get on my phone and I will kind of go through MyFitnessPal, I guess, and kind of walk through what I ate yesterday and how many calories. So yeah, in terms of how I'm feeling, I woke up today feeling really full because I ate pretty late last night. It was like 7:30. So I definitely felt full this morning. I don't know. Overall, I feel fine. I feel a little bit tired, but I think it's just that time of the month that I feel a little bit tired. So I don't think it necessarily has to do with my diet or anything. I did my walking, did my little workout today, and I'm gonna try to fast. So it's about 10 o'clock right now, and I feel fine. I'm not hungry or anything so far. And kind of like the other day, I don't really expect to get hungry until like later on at night, like around dinner time, because that's normally when I get hungry and would eat. So yeah, I will hop on MyFitnessPal and kind of walk you through what I ate yesterday. Okay, so just kind of going through my food diary yesterday. I didn't have, actually, I did have something for breakfast. Let me add that. I had some coffee and some of the pre-workout, so I'll go ahead and add that in for my breakfast. And then for lunch, I went out with my roommate and his friends, and I ate a bunch of chips. Like most of what I ate, I had a whole like order of guacamole for myself that I dipped the chips in. And so I used to be, I think I mentioned before, whenever I first started tracking last year, when I was going to compete, I was very like, I think over, what words, what, I was overthinking it. And I think if I am going to compete, I do need to be overthinking it. But at this point, I'm not like planning to compete in the near future. So I'm just doing whatever's easiest. So I wasn't at Chipotle, but I just picked whatever looked the closest to what I ate. I was at just a local Mexican restaurant. And so I just found that for chips and guac for Chipotle. And I'm not sure how much guacamole I ate. I'm not sure how many chips I ate, but I just threw that in. So these are not going to be totally accurate, but I feel like it'll just give me an idea. And my roommate had some of the steak fajita nachos, and I just went ahead and put half a plate because I ate some of his, but it was actually less than half a plate. So here I'm kind of overestimating a little bit. I think with both of these actually. So that was my lunch, already 1,390 calories. And that's what I mean. Like a lot of people say it's not like good to track calories, but I think it is, because you could go and have a meal at a Mexican restaurant for lunch and be racking up over 1,300 calories. That's just with half a plate of the nachos. So the chips and guac have a lot of fat. The steak nachos, I'm not sure, like, I think it has a lot of fat in it. So, and the fat, like the calories and fat add up really quickly. So, yeah, I think it's good to track at least a little bit, just so whenever you're eating, you kind of have an idea, because sometimes you can be eating a lot of something that has a lot of calories or a lot of fat, and you just don't really realize it. And so for dinner, it was just kind of a mix, like I said, of all those things that I'm trying to clean out of my fridge. So I had like half a bag of the frozen pineapple chunks. I had one of the corn dogs. I had 3 chicken tenders, and I don't know, the app wasn't working very well. Normally I can scan things and it'll like bring up this. Anyway, whatever. I think that may or may not be super accurate, but I went ahead and just put that in for the 3 chicken tenders because the specific version that I had didn't pop up immediately, and I didn't want to take the time to enter it all in myself. So I just picked one that looked close enough for the chicken tenders. I think I did this. This was actually, that one didn't pop up when I scanned it either, but I was able to find that Member's Mark almonds. And I didn't count how many almonds I eat. I don't know how many grams I did. I just took a guess on what I could remember from last night. And so I think I had 2 servings of almonds. I did cave at dinner and get a can of soda, but I didn't even drink half of it, though. I think I just took a couple sips, but I went ahead and put the whole can on there. And then I had an orange. So overall, all together, that was 2,437 calories. So it has that goal right there, and I honestly can't remember when I set the goal on there. I probably need to look at that again. But yeah, so that's how many calories I had. Most of it was from lunch, about 57% came from my lunch meal, which is why, like I said, going out to eat with my roommate, I think dramatically increases the number of calories that I take in. And yeah, so it was the chips and guac and the steak fajitas. If you look at the nutrients, I didn't quite hit. Yeah, I wasn't close to hitting protein. Overdid it on the carbs. Overdid it on the sugar, fat. I mean, I'm not really too worried about all this, but I think it's good to just kind of get an idea of what types of nutrients you're taking in. And then just looking only at the macros, again, most of it was fat, and I think it was from the chips that I had at lunch. Yeah. So I mean, I guess if you're looking at it from an overall standpoint of, so I fasted Monday and I took in very minimal calories, like less than 50 calories just from my coffee. I think I had 20 from my pre-workout. Not coffee, sorry. My pre-workout. Maybe 20 calories, 30, I don't know. But, and then, so I had 24:37 that day, which is kind of high calories for the amount of activity I was doing. And I don't know, also I probably should put my workout in here, because I can also log a workout and it will net out the calories that I burned. So maybe next time I will do that. But yeah, but then from not taking in any calories Monday, if you averaged it out between the 2 days, I don't know. Anyway, that's what I ate, and that's what I tracked. So I'll keep up with my fast today and get back with you tomorrow. Okay, so it's a little bit after 6 on my fasting day on Wednesday, and I haven't been hungry all day. Like, not noticeably, but I've also been pretty busy with work, and we're getting some like plumbing work done and things like that. So I guess I've been distracted enough maybe to not think about food, but I'm about to have my little green drink thing, and then start winding down for bed, I guess. So I think it'll be seems like pretty easy to get through this second fasting day. Okay, so just got finished with my walking at the gym and headed home. It's about 6:45 and I didn't eat yesterday. I did make it successfully through the fast, and so that's all good. I feel fine. I didn't even have that weird feeling that I described before this morning. I'm not hungry at all right now. I did have my pre-workout today just to wake me up. So far I'm feeling fine. It's been pretty easy. So I don't have anything planned to eat today. It's Thursday, so I have class tonight. So I should probably eat sometime before that. So I'll just wait and see when I get hungry, and if I get hungry at like, I don't know, whenever I get hungry, I guess I'll eat. The roommate went and bought some kind of healthier food. He's gonna try to start eating at home, so it's not as like tempting to go out. So that should help some. But yeah, I'll just play it by ear and see how it goes, and I'll try to film whatever I decide to eat today. Okay, so it's still Thursday and it is almost 1 o'clock, and so I am just now gonna have something to eat. My roommate went and got sushi and he had 4 pieces left, and also didn't eat the side salad that he got, so I think that's what I'm gonna go ahead and have for lunch. I am starting to get a little bit hungry and feel just a little bit, I don't know if jittery is the right word, but yeah, I'm starting to feel like I'm actually hungry. And so yeah, I'm gonna eat that. But I also wanted to mention something that I don't think I've mentioned in any of these videos yet. Another thing I've been doing that may be influencing my appetite is a couple of months ago, I was looking for something to kind of help me focus, and I don't know where this idea came from, but I've been using nicotine gum. And I know, like, some people might have some opinions on this, but honestly, it has helped me immensely at having something to turn to aside of like soda. So this is what I've been using instead of sodas. Probably not the best thing, but I mean, seriously, to like get me to focus and give me energy to work, like, honestly, this is pretty amazing. So the last couple days, I don't know if I've had one every day, but yesterday I think I had like 1 or 2 pieces throughout the day to kind of help me focus on some of my schoolwork and work. So I just want to note that that is something else I've been having, and I realized today that I could put this in MyFitnessPal, and so I'm gonna start putting it in MyFitnessPal whenever I take them. And I think there was ranges from different numbers of calories in this because it is sweetened, so it does have like a little bit of sugar. So I just picked one. I don't know if it's the most accurate one. And for this, whenever I put it in MyFitnessPal, like, it was a local Asian restaurant, so it's not gonna be in MyFitnessPal. So I'll just pick a random, this looks like maybe a Philly roll. I'll just pick a random Philly roll and like just put it in there that I've had half, and just a random like salad. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna have for lunch. And yeah, I think I'm gonna have a protein shake as well, and I'll show you that here in a minute. Okay, so I ate the sushi and I was still kind of hungry like right when I finished the sushi and the salad, but I didn't like go find something else to eat right away, and I drank a bunch of water because I was like busy doing something on my computer. And like now, about an hour later, I'm not hungry anymore. So that pretty much filled me up. The sushi, the salad, and the water pretty much filled me up. But I put it in my fitness pal, and it's not a whole lot of calories. So I think I probably need to get in some more calories at some point today. But I want to show you this stuff that I got, and I think I'm going to have this on the way down because I'm going to have to leave here in a couple of hours to drive to class because my school is like an hour away. So I may have this before, or I may bring this with me. And honestly, this is not going to be like a perfect what I eat in a day video because I mean, that's not what I'm doing, but compared to some of the other people that show what they eat, because I'm just going to be honest, like realistically, with all that I have going on today, I'm probably just gonna have that sushi. I might try this protein shake and then maybe have a soda or a Red Bull on the way to class. I know that's not super healthy, but I feel like that's probably what I'm gonna end up doing. And then we'll see if I'm hungry after class. If I'm too tired, I normally won't eat just because I'm so tired, but we'll see what happens. But let me show you this protein that I just got in. Okay, so I don't know if I mentioned that I use a multivitamin. Even though I'm not eating completely vegan as much anymore, I have a plant-based multivitamin that's made for people that are on plant-based diets. It's got like all the, you know, vitamins and nutrients that people not eating animal products could lack. And they just came out with this protein powder, so I decided to order it and try it. And I don't know how long this is going to be going on, but it came with a free shaker bottle. And I like this company because they're like, try to be like low waste. Like this packaging is paper. They try to be as low waste with their paper as possible. But I think I'll do like probably a whole video after I try this and give my opinion on it. But I think I'm going to try this for the first time today. So we'll see how that tastes. Okay, so here's what we're looking at. I had to like rush to finish up like this homework assignment, but I did make a video and try this protein powder. So I've got that. I think that's like 160 calories. Yeah. And then I also cracked open a Mountain Dew, and then I'm gonna bring a Red Bull with me. I brought one with me last time, but I didn't end up drinking it, so we'll see if I end up drinking that while I'm in class. The class is supposed to go from 6 to 10:45, so I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so it's 9:45. I'm just now leaving class. I have it over an hour to drive home, so I don't know. I'm trying to decide whether I want to drink the Red Bull or just not. So I feel like I'm awake enough to make it home. But anyway, I haven't eaten nearly enough calories today, so I don't know. Like, I'm not hungry at this point because I haven't eaten all day, and so my hunger's gone. Or, you know, I haven't eaten that much. So I think it's beyond the point of like when I would eat today, but I'm afraid that if I don't eat now, tomorrow I'm just gonna be useless. So I'll decide when I get home whether I want to eat something like right before I fall asleep, or if I just want to not eat and then fast tomorrow. Either way, I'm gonna fast tomorrow, so it's gonna depend on whether I eat tonight or not. So anyway, I'm about to head home. Okay, so it's 11 o'clock and I'm just about home, but I will say for like the last 20 minutes I've been thinking about chicken nuggets. So I've got some Impossible nuggets in the freezer, and I'm thinking about, I just don't know if I'll be able to stay awake long enough to cook them and eat them. But I am feeling hungry and I feel like I probably should eat. So I will probably cook the nuggets when I get inside. But I will give an update tomorrow morning. Yeah, I think I might eat an orange and some nuggets. We'll see. Okay, so it is Saturday. It's about 7 in the morning, on my way to the gym. I fasted yesterday. Well, first let me say I'm feeling so much better than I was feeling yesterday morning. I just felt, for like most of the day yesterday, I was just feeling so tired, kind of anxious, just not really in a good mood. I didn't really get out of that funk yesterday. Later on in the afternoon, I finally just decided, like, you know what, I'm just gonna take a shower, get ready for bed, start winding down, because it just, like, wasn't happening for me yesterday. And I will say, at the end of the night, I was a little bit hungry. My roommate cooked, and I was definitely like, I totally would have eaten his leftovers last night, but because I was fasting, I didn't. And I just told myself, you know what, whenever I would be tempted to like ask for his leftovers or to have a bite of something, I just reminded myself, you can eat whatever you want tomorrow. And I just, like, last night, the way I was feeling was that, oh my gosh, I can't wait. I'm going to wake up in the morning and I'm going to eat all this food. But then I woke up in the morning and I'm not hungry. So, yeah, I'm not hungry at all. So I've got my pre-workout and I feel good. Like, I'm feeling really good today. So I went to bed pretty early. I think I went to bed at like 8, maybe 7:30 or 8. So it was pretty early. And because I hadn't slept as much the night before. And yeah, I feel like I'm all caught up on my rest and feeling good, which I need to be feeling good because I have that paper I need to finish, and I am gonna finish it this weekend. And thank goodness my brain is feeling good right now, so I think I should be able to get most of it wrapped up today. I've got some articles to read while I'm on the treadmill, and so I'm hoping, a lot of times, and this is another thing that I think has really helped, this is not really related to the diet, but I think that has just helped me as a student in general, is bringing stuff to read for class or for, well, my work right now, bringing things that I need to read to the gym. Since I do it early in the morning, if I just force myself to start reading it, sometimes I'll start reading it and then I'll be able to really focus and read. Other times I'll start reading it and it's more like I'm just kind of skimming it and not a lot has really gone in. But either way, I feel like it's better than not trying at all, because at least it gets my mind started onto thinking about something, thinking about the work and stuff that I have to do for the rest of the day. So that's really been helpful, and I don't feel like reading this morning, but like honestly, I just want to go in there and scroll through TikTok. But I've got 2 articles in here that I'm going to try to get through, and hopefully that gets my mind jump started to be thinking about what I need to do later on to finish up this paper. So far so good. I feel good today. It's an eating day, so not sure exactly what I'm gonna eat, but my roommate had cooked. He got these like veggie kebab things. It has like onion and bell pepper, and I think it had zucchini, had like all of these vegetables on a skewer, and he cooked that last night, and I really wanted to eat it, but he said he'll cook me one tonight, so that'll be at least one thing that I'll be eating. So I'll just go through the day and see what I decide to eat today, and then check in on everything and see how much weight and if I've lost any inches or anything tomorrow. Okay, so quick update. It's almost 11 o'clock right now, and I do feel like I'm starting to get a little bit hungry, but I'm also really busy with my work, trying to get this paper done today. So honestly, I probably could go longer without eating, but since I fasted all day yesterday, I don't feel like that's a good idea. I noticed that my roommate had some leftover sushi in the fridge, and he's actually going to get sushi for himself again today. He's one of those types that doesn't like to eat leftovers. He likes his food fresh. So I'm probably going to eat his leftovers here in like 30 minutes or so when he gets back. So yeah, I mean, so far so good. I feel pretty good. Like my brain is feeling pretty sharp today, like even though I didn't eat all day yesterday. And I don't know if that's the case with everyone, but for me it's the case. My brain seems to work better fasted. So hopefully after I have lunch, my brain still is working good and I can get this paper finished up. All right, so it's lunchtime and I've got these leftovers from yesterday. Who's gonna join me? Yeah. And that's what he's having. All right, so far so good. Lunch was fine, just having that half of sushi roll and the salad filled me up, but now it's about 2 o'clock and I'm caving and having a Mountain Dew while I still work on all this stuff. Okay, so it's almost 7 and we're starting to get ready for dinner. This is all kind of the vegan junk food that I have left in my freezer, so I'm gonna cook this last serving of these. I think Trey is making me some veggies in there, so I'm gonna have that and probably whatever leftovers he has. So I will track what I eat and we'll see how it goes tomorrow.